All right, let's just jump right into it. I want to share something with you that's super simple, incredibly inexpensive, and could be a total game changer. Not just for your hair, skin, and nails, but, well, for your overall health. You might find that this one thing solves a whole bunch of problems you didn't even realize were all connected.
So, let me just ask you this. What if the #1 tip for getting that youthful glow, for feeling amazing, was something most of us are completely missing? And I mean, even those of us who eat really healthy, high-protein diets. What could it be?
Well, the answer starts with something you've definitely heard of before: collagen. It's literally the glue that holds our entire body together. It's the foundation for all of our connective tissues.
Now, we see collagen everywhere these days, right? It's in powders, it's in protein bars, you name it. But here's the thing, just taking collagen isn't really the full story. To get what's really going on, we have to look a layer deeper. We have to look at what collagen itself is made of.
And that brings us to the real hero of our story today, a tiny little amino acid called glycine. This is the small but mighty key that truly unlocks the power of collagen. It is, without a doubt, the single most important building block.
And this right here, this shows you just how critical it is. A full 1/3, 1 out of every 3 building blocks of all the collagen in your entire body is made from this one single amino acid. Just let that sink in for a second. An entire third.
So you see where this is going. If glycine is that important, are we getting enough of it? Well, for most of us, the answer is a big, fat no. Our bodies can make a little bit on their own, sure, but it's absolutely nowhere near the amount we actually need to feel our best. And this slide explains exactly why. You know, look over on the left. That's what we all think of as a healthy, protein-rich meal, right? Chicken breast, a nice steak, fish fillets. But then, look over on the right. The glycine, it's in all the parts we've stopped eating. It's in the chicken skin, the cartilage, the gristly bits, the organ meats. And that is the heart of the problem. We've become really good at eating the muscle meat, but we've totally abandoned that traditional nose-to-tail way of eating that gave our ancestors a ton of these glycine-rich tissues. And what that's done is it's created this massive glycine gap in pretty much every modern diet. Okay, this is where the story gets really, really interesting, because this glycine gap isn't just about a few wrinkles or brittle nails. Oh no, let's build on that, because glycine has some incredible whole-body superpowers that honestly most people have never even heard of.
I mean, just look at this list. It's a master detoxifier, it's a powerful anti-inflammatory, it helps soothe the gut lining, which is huge for so many people. It promotes that deep restorative delta wave sleep that we all crave. On top of that, it helps with blood sugar, gout, and get this, it might even help prevent premature graying by neutralizing the hydrogen peroxide that builds up in our hair follicles. Amazing, right?
And of all those things, this function right here might be the most important. See, glycine is absolutely essential for your body to produce something called glutathione. You can think of glutathione as the body's master antioxidant. So if you don't have enough glycine, you simply can't make enough glutathione. And that means your liver struggles to detoxify, which leads to the system-wide buildup of toxins and, you guessed it, chronic inflammation.
And it gets worse. On top of the fact that we're not eating enough of it, our need for glycine just keeps going up. Our modern world, it's full of stress, environmental toxins, medications. All of that puts a huge strain on our glycine supply. And then there's the simple fact that just getting older dramatically increases our body's demand for this foundational nutrient.
Okay, so that's the why. That's the problem. Now let's get to the good part, the how. The great news is that closing that glycine gap is actually really simple, and it does not have to be expensive at all.
So here are your 4 main options. Honestly, the easiest and cheapest is probably just plain old gelatin powder. You know, like the Knox stuff you can find at any grocery store for just a few bucks. Bone broth is another fantastic traditional source. If you want a more direct, measured approach, you can get pure glycine powder as a supplement. And of course, you can just go back to basics. Make soup using a whole chicken, or even snack on some high-quality pork rinds. So you're probably thinking, okay, I'm in. I'm ready to try this. But that brings up the most important practical question, right? How much should you actually be aiming for every day?
For the average person, the sweet spot seems to be somewhere between 4 and 10 grams a day, and that is a totally achievable amount. It's the kind of dose you'll need to really start seeing and feeling some of these powerful benefits we've been talking about. So here's the bottom line. It's really time we stop thinking of glycine as just some, beauty supplement for skin. It is truly a foundational nutrient, especially for healthy aging.
As we get older, our need for it just goes way up, and a deficiency can be directly linked to so many of those common complaints we just accept as normal. Just think about it for a minute. Stiff joints from osteoarthritis, trouble sleeping through the night, painful gout attacks, thinning hair. These are all issues that glycine can potentially help with, just by giving your body the raw materials it's been screaming for.
So I'm just going to leave you with this one final thought. We spend so much time and so much money on these complex, expensive solutions for our health, but what if one of the most powerful keys to aging better is simply adding back this one single overlooked ingredient that our ancestors got every single day without even trying?